Okay, so if I rotate that back up and then switch to my translate tool, it points down the arm, which it's supposed to do. But the problem is that in order to rig it, when I do the binding of my skeleton to the mesh, there should not be any rotations on any joints anywhere. If there are, it's going to make it really hard to troubleshoot certain types of problems in your rig later on. So the reason that this points down the chain is because your rotations are actually based off of that. So if X isn't pointing down the chain, then you won't have a twist. So I can change this actually. We go to object mode or component mode and click on the question mark. Then I can select that. I can't edit. Now you can't edit these rotate pivots, or what did it call them? That was the local rotation axes. You can't edit these with your rotate tool in gimbal mode. So if I switch it to local though, then I can edit it, and I could switch that way, right? Okay. I go out of component mode. Now if I select that bone, I cannot twist this arm anymore because X is no longer pointing down the chain. Okay, so that's a little bit on joint placement. I would like to explore as a class doing all of the bones, and then I'll do a tutorial later on how to place all the bones, how I would place all the bones. So that's kind of my method. Now, I should continue actually just for a second longer, and we'll go to the side view. I need to turn my mesh back on. I forgot to place them front to back. And so what I would do, if I was placing them front to back, is I need to go and delete the bones that I don't want to use. So this first set was my bad set. This set was the good one. And then starting at the root, I want to place these bones in the center of I want to place them front to back of the character so they're in the right place. Okay, so that's about right. The spine is actually buried quite deep within your body. Those bony protrusions you see out of the back of skinny guys is just a bone growth on the back of the spine. That's what the muscle connects to. But the actual pivot of the spine is buried fairly deep into your torso. So I got that placed in there. It looks like I got an extra joint or so. Okay, I'm having a hard time seeing these. Okay, so there. Add a little bit of an S curve to the spine, just ever so slight. And you'll notice that as I move these, it's a hierarchical relationship, so it's moving all the children joints. That's why I want to start at the root, so I don't have to go back and recorrect the parent joints. Okay, go to my 3D view. Good. Now I'm placing the clavicle. Down. Now I'm placing the shoulder. Now I shouldn't really need to switch between different views when I'm doing this. I place them from the front, and then you place them from the side. And that should allow you to place them in all three axes correctly. You can fiddle with it after the fact if you like, but in the 3D view, but I highly recommend placing them in the two-dimensional, your orthographic views as best you can. Okay, so there's a fairly good placement on the arm. I actually don't like the elbow too much. I'm going to move that back a little bit more. Now, when looking at arms and legs, you want the bones in the arm and the leg, the upper arm and the lower arm and the wrist to make a perfectly straight line. Now, when you're looking at the top of the arm, though, there should be some bend in the arm, and that's going to help with the IK solvers, the IK setup later. To have that little bit of a bend will be a great big help. Okay.